Good evening, Belfast. May the Lord in his mercy be kind to Belfast. I am pleased and honoured to participate in this event and to stand in solidarity with my good friend Raymond McCord Sr. and with all of you. In almost 50 years of working with the US Congress on Northern Ireland, one of the most important things I've ever done is to introduce Raymond to key members of Congress and to let Congress hear his powerful campaigning voice for his murdered son, Raymond Jr., and for all victims of collusion and cover-up. And I can tell you, the sights of a Fermanagh priest escorting a Belfast Protestant around Congress caused excitement and endorsement. Escorting a hardy Protestant boy around Belfast. And once Congress heard Raymond's story, Congress's attitude toward collusion and cover-up would never be the same again. Why, Congress wondered, would the British government and its police and intelligence services go to such extraordinary lengths to cover up the killing of a young, innocent, 22-year-old Protestant Belfast Protestant who had proudly worn the uniform of the Royal Air Force? Why, after 24 years, Congress would ask, has there still not been an inquest into the murder of young Raymond, who was killed by those who profess allegiance to the British Crown? Why would that happen? Congress wondered. And why is it of such vital importance to the British government to hide the truth at all costs about the case of young Raymond? What possible national security threat could the case of young Raymond be? The Irish National Caucus has been proud to bring Raymond to Washington 3 times. And this year, we made sure that all of Raymond's statements on the British government's amnesty plans were included in our weekly, sometimes twice weekly, sometimes 3 times weekly, Irish congressional briefings. And you know by now, I guess, that 36 members of Congress signed a letter to Prime Minister Boris Johnson opposing the proposed amnesty. Now, since this event has received strong Northern Ireland Labour Union support, which I greatly welcome, I ought to mention this. Our recently deceased good friend, Richard Trumka, the president of the mighty AFL-CIO in America, which represents 12.5 million members, union members, wrote to me in 2009 when he heard about Raymond testifying about his son's case before Congress, and President Trumka wanted to know how the AFL-CIO could help. And in February 2020, when we last brought Raymond to Washington, we brought him to meet the great President Trumka, God rest him, who again pledged his solidarity and promised to contact Speaker Nancy Pelosi about young Raymond's case and about the cover-up. Now that briefly gives you some idea about the influence of Raymond McCord Sr. in Washington. Raymond, a man strongly opposed to racism and sectarianism, has made powerful impact. And now Raymond has put together all of you in a wonderful solidarity group, the Truth and Justice Movement, which is an inspiration to all. Its united, powerful rejection of the Amnesty proposals has been heard throughout Ireland, north and south, throughout the UK and America. There's a united opposition against the British government amnesty plans, and that is because Protestants and Catholics and political parties in Northern Ireland know that even though the amnesty is not only for British soldiers, it is not being done in the interest of truth and justice for the victims of the Troubles. It is all about covering up the official policy of collusion. Indeed, the amnesty plan is collusion in plain sight, and it will, if not stopped, be enacted by the British Parliament in plain sight and in your face, so to speak. Why does the British government want amnesties and no investigations, no prosecutions, no inquests, and no civil actions? We all know the answer to that. I salute all of you for coming together on this most important occasion. When Protestants and Catholics in Northern Ireland work together for justice, that is ecumenism and reconciliation at their truest and very, very, very best. People of faith believe we are all on this earth to build up the beloved community in truth and justice, in solidarity and equality, because in faith we know that is the only way we can show love of neighbor and love of God, the only way. And equally, and this is really important, equally, people of no faith, but of goodwill and decency, also know that without justice, there is no love and no equality and no respect for others. Therefore, working for justice can unite all people, people of faith and people of no faith. That is the power of working for justice. So our congratulations to you all. The Irish National Caucus, Irish America, and the United States stands in solidarity with you. Thank you, good night, and God bless Belfast.